One of the main reasons why most brands and content creators quit YouTube is due to the high cost, or the perceived high cost, of running a professional YouTube channel. Now, as a YouTuber yourself, I'm sure that along your journey you have spent money on one thing or the other, be it a gear or a service or a course and the likes, and these expenses, if not well managed, can literally send you packing from the YouTube platform. Now, under high cost, there are two main factors, and I'm going to be breaking those factors down in this video. If you're excited, or as excited as I am, let's just get right into it. Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Tope Aghomatse. I'm a YouTube marketing expert, and on this channel I share tips and strategies that can help you create long-term success on YouTube. If this sounds like what you're looking for, make sure to subscribe and join our community. Now let's get right into the topic of today. Speaking of high costs, I'm sure everyone likes to save money, make money and save money, right? So this topic is definitely a sensitive one, and I'm excited to be running you through this conversation today. Now, this video is an unofficial part 2 to a video that I've posted earlier on this channel that talked about burnout. Now, we're looking at two main reasons why YouTubers quit. The first is burnout, exhaustion, tiredness, fatigue, and the other is expenses, cost, right? So if you have not watched the video on burnout, you want to click on this card up here. That's after watching this video, click on the card up here, or check the link in the description below. Now today is about the technical part 2, which is costs. So what contributes to the costs for YouTubers? Why do we have to spend money on this platform, for God's sake? And I'm going to be breaking this cost factor into two different elements, and that the first would be production and the other would be the actual management of your YouTube channel. Now this is going to be my approach to this tutorial. I'm going to be breaking down production and the different items under production, and based on how much money you have available to spend, I can show you the different levels of investing on your YouTube channel, what you can get for free, what you can get for cheaper, what you can get for a lot higher, that can make you look more professional, and all of that. So just come with me, especially with a pen and paper, because based off of the different elements and cost entries that I'm going to be sharing, you can find your sweet spot. So first, let's talk about production. The number one item under production is your YouTube studio setup. So this space I am using to record this video is my own YouTube studio, and depending on who you are, the scale of your production, your studio can go as big as a whole auditorium, a whole stadium, can be as big as, depending on the nature of your show, can be like the Oprah Winfrey set, it can be right on your bed. So the studio setup can vary, and that ties to kind of brand you want to put out there and the likes. For me, I just want a sit down space, and they just talk to you straight, and I get up, right? So that's why I have a setup like this, but these can be very highly varied. Now, I think the first question you want to ask yourself is, what am I really putting out there? I believe by now you've thought through your content strategy, you've thought through your objectives for your business or your brand, what you really want from YouTube, the best type of content that can help you achieve that, and you've come to a spot now that at least you have a vague idea that, oh, I'll be shooting in the office, or I'll be shooting on the beach, or I'll be shooting on the road, right? So this is not to create that for you, but basically whatever it is you've created, there can be a beginner's phase. Can you do a fake studio, created by AI if you don't have money? My studio is not fake, by the way, but we have a lot of YouTubers that use fake studios. You can't even tell by looking at the video that they have nothing behind them. So can you do a fake studio using AI, or can you like get professional interior designers, professional sound guys, professional lighting engineers to set up a really up class studio for you? The ball is in your court, but I can tell you, you can start small. Okay, so for me, it's just a basic setup, some bookshelf, flower, table, mic, chair, a bit of, you know, decor here and there, and I'm keeping it simple so that I can sit down and go. And for that part of your production, you can lock it down. Okay, if you don't have money to do anything fancy, you can stay in front of a plain wall. I've watched a lot of YouTube videos where the only thing behind the person you're watching is a plain surface, a plain white wall, a plain black wall, blue, green, whatever, you know. And some go as far as using backgrounds, picture backgrounds, you know, although that looks a bit tacky if not well done. But again, a plain background might just be what you need to start your YouTube channel. So keep that in mind. Now, the next thing under production is gear, and this can go from just your small phone to very high-tech cameras, drones, you know, 5 camera sets and all of that. Again, the question is, what brand are you putting out there? I always like to beg as many people as I get in contact with to take it easy on, you know, gear and all of that. Those are not the main reasons. In fact, they don't contribute much to how successful you become on YouTube. Okay, a lot of YouTubers shoot their videos with their phones. As a matter of fact, this video I'm watching right now is being recorded with my phone. Okay, and that's because I want to keep this simple. I don't want to overthink working with a camera, because then I'll have to set things manually and get worked up probably, and probably not even get it right. And then I'm using presets on my phone. Every smartphone has presets. Okay, you turn on your video and it adjusts at least in a decent at a decent level to the lighting situation around you, and you can really have something clean with your phone. So keeping it small, you can start with a phone. You don't have to start with a microphone like this. You can get a cheap Bluetooth mic or a cheap lav mic that is wired and sit down and talk. Okay, but at the least, I like to tell everybody, at the very least, you must have a good microphone. By good, I don't mean fancy, I mean efficient, effective, something that can boost your audio. Because eventually what we have is a lot of YouTubers watching YouTube videos on speaker. They're not even sitting down to look at the video part of it. They're listening. A lot of people listen in to YouTube videos. That's just to tell you that it's not a deal breaker necessarily. Depending on the nature of the video. If it's a movie, of course we have to watch it, but a lot of talk shows, a lot of news channels, a lot of channels are out there that don't necessarily need people to sit down to watch, but the audio is always non-negotiable. You would also find that a lot of people, depending on the availability of internet service, would intentionally even watch their video at a low resolution. You know, it's not necessarily sharp, it's at a low resolution so that it doesn't buffer all the time. So that's to tell you that sharpness and all those fancy stuff they're not necessarily deal breakers, but your audio is always non-negotiable. How do you know you have good audio? When people can put their phone down and listen to your video from a distance away, right? Then you're getting it right. And for lighting, you have a lot of flexibility around that as well. For lighting, if your budget is low, start with a ring light. Everybody starts with a ring light. Okay, again, it depends on your scale. If you're a small YouTuber, you know, doing talking head videos, get a ring light and just, you know, record and get up. Okay, but as you begin to get comfortable on camera, you know, make a little more money, you can begin to think of more professional lighting, probably hire a lighting person to even help you out to fix your lighting in a more permanent way or a semi-permanent way, so that when you want to shoot, all you do is just turn it on and off, right? But again, start small. You can start with a ring light. You can start with daylight. I have a big window beside me here, and if I didn't have light in this room, all I needed to do was to just face this window, make the window wide open, face this window, and use all the daylight. I've seen a lot of content creators do that as well with zero light. Okay, just ensure that the wall behind you or the area behind you here, which will become your background, is decent enough and doesn't have any distracting element, and that's all you need. Again, if you're doing a talk show, something that probably will air on TV as well, you need to invest in more professional setup, get sound engineers, light engineers, and all of that. But at the basic, you can get away with your window light, with a simple ring light. Okay, and for lights, I've touched on light, I've touched on microphone, I've touched on camera. That's for your gear. There are different levels to it. I'd say always start simple, because if you go too high in your expenses, you might find that you're quitting before you even start. So for production, your YouTube setup, keep it simple. Your gear, keep it simple. Videography is something you can figure out by yourself. You don't need to get a videographer to set you up and ask you for money and charge you professional fees. You can literally just position your phone on a simple tripod or your ring light and shoot. In fact, you can position your phones or your phone with books, anything to keep it stable. Again, so long as the phone can stay, you are good to go. So long as your microphone is connected and working, you are actually good to go. But again, that is the beginner level. It can get better, it can get more professional, and there are so many steps in between beginner and professional. And as a YouTube expert, I'll tell you for free, these are not necessarily the game changers for you to get results on YouTube. Apart from your audio, every other thing I've said does not necessarily tie to the results that you get on YouTube. There's a lot more you need to put in place to get results. So for videography, you can self-record to save money. But if you have the funds, the means to hire a professional, by all means, do it, in a more classy way. Under production, we also have video editing. If your budget is low, record with as minimal errors as possible. Okay, that means you probably want to go through your conversation several times before you hit record, so that to a large extent you are more fluent and you make less mistakes when you're recording, so that when it's time to edit, you probably can edit by yourself. There are a lot of apps out there now that can do very clean editing for you. Just remove where you stuttered or coughed or something fell, and then piece the rest of the video together into a smooth single play, right? And that way is the cheapest. If you want to edit and save money, editing by yourself is the cheapest. However, you can engage professional editors to support you on your YouTube journey. And let me just warn you, for editing, it's not so much in the VFX, in the transitions and all. As much as those things help with audience retention, the video itself needs to first be the video that people want to watch, by the topic that it addresses, by the timing that you're posting it. If it's a trending conversation, are you on trend, or you are 3 weeks after the trend has died down? So those are more important factors. But at the minimum, have a clean run. It plays well, it's loud enough, and that is decent enough to go on your YouTube channel. But if you have more money, by all means, engage professionals to edit your video for you. There are lots of video editors out there. We also edit videos at TubeMastery Hub. This is not the time to sell TubeMastery Hub, but I'm just saying there are levels to editing as well. The cheapest is to edit by yourself. Okay, and guess what? You probably don't even need to edit. I've watched a lot of videos on YouTube where the YouTubers are literally just rambling through the video, clear their throat when necessary, drink water when necessary, and keep going. Zero editing, and they post it like that, and they're still adding value. So what is a good product for you? If this is decent for you, it might just be enough. It just might be enough. that you post without editing. It just might be enough. If there's no noise in your background, if there are no trains moving in your neighborhood, or children screaming, if your mic is powerful enough, if your lighting is, bright enough, if everything is okay before you shoot, you just might not need to edit anything. So that would be the cheapest. However, you can self-edit as well using a few apps that have made life simple. And then for those that have the budget, you can hire professionals. So for production, these are the different elements that come together into the costs. The cost that goes into running your YouTube channel. Now, before I go into the second piece, which is the management of your channel, if you're getting value so far, hit the like button and let me know which of these production elements is your biggest headache. Let me know in the comments, and it would be nice to just laugh with you as you go through this decongestion of your stress. But I hope you're getting value so far. Let me know in the comments. Now let's talk about managing your channel. First, I would like to clarify that as much as YouTube is handled like one of the social media platforms out there, it is not necessarily your regular social media platform. It is primarily a search engine. Think of Google. If you cannot mix Google with Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, if you can't mix Google with those social media platforms, then you should not be mixing YouTube with those platforms as well, because YouTube is a search engine, which the other platforms are not. And that goes to say that there's a lot of SEO going on YouTube, people finding solutions to their problems, people finding courses or tutorials to help them learn something new, people finding things to help them relax, people, and there's so many things happening on YouTube that is search related. And so primarily it is a search engine. Okay, so think of you building a YouTube channel like you're building a blog site that is going to be ranking on Google search. Okay, and that means that there needs to be technical knowledge about the platform. To a large extent, you need to understand how the platform works to achieve success on the platform. And this brings me to the first thing under YouTube management, which is YouTube education. One of the things that make running YouTube expensive for some creators is they have to first buy a course, to understand how the platform works before they even start the journey. And for some creators, the course can be from a few, hundreds of dollars to a few thousands of dollars, and that can be a cost, if you get what I mean. Let me slow this down. If your budget is low, the best you can do is educate yourself so that you can handle all those processes by yourself. Educate yourself on how to do this and the other by yourself, so that you don't have to engage professionals who will charge you to offer these services. Do you see what I mean? So for you with a lower budget, your cheapest way out of this is to get a course. Get a YouTube course so that you can understand the algorithm, understand click-through rates, understand audience retention, understand SEO, understand content strategy and the likes. And so when you're putting your content out there, you are implementing your knowledge and you're positioning yourself for success. If you have a more robust budget, you don't necessarily need to learn YouTube at all. And I'll be speaking to that in another point under management, which I'm going to get to in a bit. Now, after learning how to run your channel, one of the skills you would need to run your channel successfully would be graphics designing, because your YouTube channel is going to have a banner, your videos are going to have thumbnails, and all of these are graphic designs, right? And besides knowing what to even put on the banner, knowing what to even put on the thumbnail, is the other aspect of how should you put them together to make them visually appealing and attractive, and of course help you get the clicks that you need. So this aspect of managing your channel, called graphics designing, if your budget is low, you can use design softwares like Canva that provides you a lot of design templates. You know, you can use Canva to create your thumbnails, and with Canva you can choose colors, you can change, you know, different things, you can move things around. This is not going to be a Canva tutorial, but you can visit canva.com to, you know, sign up if you're not yet on Canva. There will be a link in the description below to get Canva for the first 30 days for free using my referral link. So yes, this is a disclaimer, it is a referral link. I might be getting 1 or 2 coins if you use my link, but that's it. It's going to give you the full Canva features if you try it out. So that can be for beginners. If you don't have the money to get professional graphic designers, using design platforms like Canva and the likes can save you a lot of headache. Canva is my best recommendation. I've used Canva for years. There would be other design platforms, but I would recommend just Canva to start with. Okay, and if your budget is high, get a graphic designer. The risk is just that you can't engage any graphics person, just any graphics person. It has to be someone that knows how to design YouTube thumbnails, because there's a science behind the designs, right? There's a way to design to get more clicks. There's a way to design that would not be effective at all for clicks. Okay, so under YouTube management, besides getting the education to, you know, succeed on YouTube, you need to, you know, in a way, do some graphics here and there. There are banner templates on Canva to design your YouTube banner. There are Canva templates for thumbnails, and that way you can start with something. Right now, under management, you also have YouTube management itself. That's the uploading of your videos, the, you know, optimization of your videos, the keyword research, the SEO, the writing of your description, the titles, you know, and all that stuff. And this in particular, you can do if you bought a course. If you bought a course, you would have an idea what to do at this point to position your video for success. That means that under management, you are saving. You're not paying a social media manager to help you upload your video, put the right keywords, and optimize for success. You can do it yourself because you know exactly what to do, right? So if your cost is low, getting a YouTube course to do things by yourself is the cheapest approach for managing your channel. Otherwise, you probably want to just engage a professional team that can help you run your channel without needing your attention. They just need you to pay them for their services, and they will go through the whole works for you. It's one of the things we do at TubeMastery Hub. We provide end-to-end support for content creators. We help them manage their channel, starting from production, you know, strategy and all the likes, your community management, if you want to run ads, if you want to optimize your graphics, your, you know, branding of your channel, the whole 9 yards. And this is something we do for both individuals and corporates. If you want to learn more about our services, you can visit www.tubemasteryhub.com, and then also from the website you can book a free call to have a conversation with us. Now let's come back to YouTube management. So under YouTube management, it is the cheapest if you can run your channel yourself, know everything you need to do because you bought a course. If you have a little more money, you don't need to get a course. Just engage professionals who know the system, who have bought the course themselves and practiced and worked on multiple channels, and they can support you on your journey. Now, if you're managing your channel by yourself, one of the things you will also spend money on is YouTube management softwares, the likes of vidIQ and TubeBuddy. There are other alternatives, but I'll just mention these two, TubeBuddy and vidIQ, and we use one of those softwares in our agency for our clients, and this is going to be a recurring cost for you, because I understand that they charge monthly. I think TubeBuddy starts with as low as $5 per month. vidIQ starts with as low as $7.50 per month to be on the paid plan and unlock, you know, most of their services. So now, to manage your channel yourself, you will see that you have to buy a course and then learn how to do graphics design, so that you can manage your channel yourself and save yourself the expenditure that would go into other people's pockets, because you're engaging professionals, and then you would also spend money on software, right? However, if you have a robust budget for YouTube management, just hire a professional team, okay? And your cost will be higher, of course, because the professional team is going to have all the experts you need to succeed on YouTube, and they are charging you for their time, but it's going to be hands-free for you. The only thing you have to worry about is showing up to record your video and getting up. They do the rest of the work. Now, if you're getting value so far, let me know by hitting the like button below. If you're yet to subscribe, make sure to do so now, and let's grow our community. Now, these are the two moving parts of this tutorial: the cost part and the time. Okay, the more you can invest, the less time you'd have to spend managing your channel yourself, running your channel by yourself. The less money you have to spend, the more you would have to spend in terms of time dedicating to all the work that needs to go on your channel. So this is how you can reduce your cost, increase or reduce your cost, spend more time or spend more money, but you can't eat your cake and have it. It's either this or that. There is no zero cost. Do you know you don't necessarily have to spend out of pocket to run your YouTube channel? You can actually have a YouTube channel that runs itself. This has to do a lot with your monetization strategy. If you're making money from, selling one or two things on your channel, or you're driving traffic to some products on your website and you're making sales, or your channel is monetized and is paying you enough money, you can get to a point where your channel can pay for itself. And that is where every YouTuber needs to get to in the short or long term. There are a lot of YouTubers out there that are not only funding everything from the income of the channel itself, but are making lots and lots of profit from their YouTube content. Now, this is because there are lots of ways you can make money from your YouTube channel. Now, in a coming video, I'll be sharing the different ways by which you can make a lot of money from your YouTube channel. If you want to see that video, make sure that you're following me on this channel, and I'm going to be shooting that video for you very soon. Thank you for watching this one. I'll see you in the next. Bye.